Hi. So, welcome to another part of Not a Vlog, #2. It was something that I started last year, and the last the first video actually came about a year ago. And anyone who's seen the first vlog actually knows what Not a Vlog means. It is a type of series that I started, and this is actually the second video where I ran, not like I talk about things, I have conversations with you about a certain topic. So, here I'm back again to have a little formal topic which most of us might want to know about, because right now we are going through our internship period. Most of us are interning because our college gives this month as an internship break. So I thought, why not choose this as the best time to talk about internships? Really big topic. Internships, very important for most of us. And as I remember, when I met the freshers, this year's freshers for the first time, most of them said that the one video my channel missed that they thought would be really important for them was about internship, that I never talked about internships. So I thought, why not? This is a really good time that I should actually talk about internships, what they actually mean, how you should be doing it, where you should be doing it, what is the mandatory period, everything. I'll try to cover most of the important topics that I feel is important for this topic. Yes. So there was one thing many people said, that I don't usually give you a proper premise of what is something that I'm going to talk about. Like, I'm not clear about things actually. So because today I'm going to talk about internship, I thought, why not start by telling what the definition of internship is. So according to everyone's favorite Google, internship is a period of time during which a student, a newly qualified professional, or a recent job graduate gets practical experience in a job. It's likely going to work, sometimes without a stipend and sometimes with a stipend, before you have gotten a degree, to work, like, go in that field and learn what that thing is. So when we're talking about a legal internship, so it's like about going to a lawyer, working under a lawyer, going into a firm and experiencing what would actually your life be like when you get a job. So internship in layman's language means go to a place, in work there, work for the person there, get paid. Sometimes, mostly times, you don't get paid in most normally in the first few years you don't get paid, of course you don't get a stipend, but afterwards you do. So going to that place, working around and getting the experience and learning about what actually can things be. An internship also becomes something very important because it also helps you realize if that particular field that you have chosen is perfect for you, if everything that you're experiencing in real life there is actually something that you want to do in future or not, or do you want to change that particular small field of it. Like, of course you can't change your degree if you have gone too deep in that. Like, as a second year, if I don't like law at all, I would be like, no, I can't. But as a law student, I could be like, okay, I'm not liking a litigation internship, I should try a firm internship. Or if I'm not liking this firm internship, I should have a litigation internship. So maybe that particular kind of field that I could change. So internship really helps in that part. Going further in this topic, one thing that I want to talk about is the internship period. Like, of course, you know what internship is, that you've got to go and intern at a place and everything. But for how long should you be doing that? So when it comes for everyone has a certified period, like you're getting this amount of break, you have to intern for this much time. So according to the Bar Council of India, it's Rule 25 for the Bar Council of India prescribes that every registered law student is required to intern during the academic year. Okay, that's because it is mandatory. According to Bar Council of India, unless you haven't interned, you are not gonna get your degree. So what is the mandatory period according to them? So according to the BCI, they shall compete they shall complete at least 12 week of internship for 3-year course. Like, if you're doing a 3-year LLB course, it should be a 12-week internship. But if you're going for a 5-year course like the BLLB, BBLLB degree that we usually do, you should have at least 20 weeks of internship. It means at least 20 weeks of internship, which means around if you consider 4 weeks in a month, which means 5 months of internship. Like, every year you have, because it's a 5-year degree, you have to intern 1 month mandatorily every year, which means as a first year I will have to mandatorily have an internship 1 month, as a second year as well, third year as well, fourth as well, fifth year as well, at least. And it's like at least 5 months of internship or 20 week of internship I should have. Until unless I don't have that, the BCI does not allow me to have the degree. The BCI is the Bar Council of India telling you that. So until unless I don't have that, I'm not going to get a degree. And I have to also certify 20 weeks is the minimum. It's not like, okay, you have to only work, you can't work more than that. Of course you can you can intern for 4 months, 5 months every year, whatever your college allows you, if you get that break, you can do part-time internship, everything, but you need to have a proper 1 month mandatory internship every year. That's what it's mandated by the BCI. So every college has a different time period which they set to give you internship break. Like my college, last year we had December, and this year we have November. After the odd semester ended, like my third semester got ended, we got a 1 month break, which allows us to do internship for that 1 month. And it is a mandatory internship period, after which you have to go back to college with our internship certificate and our internship worksheet, in which you have to fill what we have actually done, and the college verifies it, and that helps us. We have a small interview as well for that, according to depending upon which we also get some particular marks, and at the last of it, according to if we have completed 5 mandatory internship, which has been checked by the college that it's right, and we have like done a genuine internship, only then we have 5 internships, like combining all 5 years. Until we haven't done that, we don't get our degree. And it depends, like our college give us a break after our odd semester ends, and then our even semester starts. There's a different mechanism every other college. Like some of the colleges give both of their breaks at the same time, like you'll have your internship break and your break time after even semester ends. Like if I'm a second year student, in many colleges it's going to happen that a second year student gets 2 months of break after the after his fourth semester. Like we actually get an internship break after our odd semester and a normal break, summer vacation, after our even fourth semester ends. Okay, but many colleges do that. What they do is, after, for a second year student, they might give a small 1 week break after the third semester. They'll have the fourth semester. Then they're going to give you a 2 months break where you might get to have an internship in 1 month, mandatory internship, and second month it's your summer vacation. And it's like a few of the colleges I've heard they do this way. Some of them do the same way that my college does. So every college, even though they have a different mechanism, the main thing that's common is that you do get 1 month or 4 weeks of mandatory internship that you have to do. Because of course, if you don't do that, you're not gonna get your degree, which is the most important thing. That's why you're going to college, right? Now, considering the fact that you know what internship is, how long you're going to have to do it, but the question arises, where should you do your internship? Okay, so law in particular divides it into two frames, that's litigation and corporate. Like, of course, and further these branch a little more. But litigation and corporate are the two most important branches of law, which you further do. The further career opportunities are divided into these parts, right? So when it also comes to internship, there are actually three most important places, three most preferred places where people do their internship, which are advocates. You do, if you are trying to pursue a litigation career in future, most of the people go and work under an advocate, where they get the litigation experiences, right? Then second comes the firm. Most of the people who are going to go for a corporate life in future, trying to become a corporate lawyer, they go and intern under a firm. And the third is the NGOs, the non-governmental organization. Talking deeper about these topics, the first one comes advocates. See, everyone who's trying to go for the litigation internship, or not also, like internship, as I mentioned, is something where you go and get experience of how this job is going to be done. So many people go and intern under an advocate. When they do that, they they can intern under an advocate from a district court, a high court, or the Supreme Court of India, anyone, right? So it depends, like even as a first year you can go and, if you can go and intern under district court lawyer, advocate, or a high court advocate, or Supreme Court advocate, which is not actually possible until you don't have good connections. But it slowly and gradually settles up your basis, right? Go from district court to a high court, then to a Supreme Court, working as an advocate, because they have more and more experience as higher you go. And that is actually how it builds up your experience, your CV, and everything. So mostly first or second year work go intern under a first district court advocate or high court advocate, but people from the fourth, fifth year, third year mostly try to intern under a Supreme Court advocate. That's how it works. Going further, the next one is firms. The law firms, most of the everyone knows what a law firm is, right? Where you have a lot of lawyers who suggest companies, and even people, where people approach, and most of them try to go for mediation, arbitration, and some of them fight a case. Like that's what a actual law firm is. But there, when as an intern, many people who want to try to pursue corporate, like someone like me, they try to choose law firms, which is actually not the easiest one to choose law firms as a place for internship, where they also get to have a knack at the corporate life, how it's going to happen, like when you're a legal counselor in future, legal advocate in the future, and how it's going to work for you as a corporate lawyer in the corporate life, how it's going to work out. You go get to experience that, you get to work with people, you get, instead of running to courts and everything, you get to sit on a desk and see how these things are going to happen. So that is where the firm's type of internship come, where you go under the firm, work on a different lawyer. You, of course, you work under a lawyer there as well, because everyone has a mentor to guide you through your internships. But there you also experience the corporate life of how a lawyer or a lawyer or advocate work when sitting at a desk and like not having to run around the courts a lot. So that is all. That also shows of the corporate firms as a place of internship that many of the people choose. So advocates working under an advocate and working in a law firm is two of the most preferred internship opportunities as people choose. Going further, the next one that I'm gonna talk about is NGOs, the non-governmental organization. Of course, there are a lot of many more options where the legal student can intern, but I'm gonna choose about the NGOs. So non-governmental organization or the NGOs are the places which work for the mostly for the public welfare or something like that. So of course, every one of them also need a legal advisor, legal counselor, and many of the NGOs, big NGOs, they have their own legal branches, legal offices where you work as a legal advisor. So that those are also the places where you can intern. But for a college student, NGOs most probably do not like. I'll be honest. Many of you might be wanting to work in that field, but that's always not the first choice of internship where people want to do. But for the first year student, most the preferred choice of internship that is suggested by the college is an NGO. Because when you're a first year student, mostly a first semester student, you don't have that much knowledge about law. You have the most basic knowledge, right? So at that time, no lawyer, until unless you have a connection, is going to take you under their wing and let you intern with them. Okay, but an NGO will always allow you to intern under them. So that's why, because you don't have a particular law knowledge, you don't have too much legal knowledge, the colleges suggest you to have do an internship under NGOs, because that will be more beneficial for you, and because the internship is mandatory. So they also allow the NGO internship. Going to the last phase of this video, what I actually named this was as the tips and tricks that you can use at your internship. But I actually don't have many of them, but because I'm currently interning for my third month right now, even though being a third semester student, after every semester I've interned. So I have a few things that I could suggest. See, I haven't had a firm internship till now. I've mostly interned under an advocate in different fields of law. But the one mandatory thing I got to know is that always remember that all your internship carry weightage. And if you're gonna try to apply for internships on your own and try a lot of that, so a CV is something that's gonna impress people. So be sure to have a really good CV. Okay, your CV is something very important. Do include most of the things, like it actually depends what all your college allows you to add in your CV. But if it allows you to a certain amount of things, add some of the best thing that you have done, some of the things that show that you're hardworking, you can manage your time, or show that you can actually manage events and everything. Like if you have done an organizing committee thing or everything, that is something that actually helps. So be sure to have a really good CV and include all your skills. Like it depends on everything that your CV allows, like every field of which is shown. So your CV also impresses people if it actually has a lot of co-curricular activities, you have really good grades. So your CV is the first thing that they see before seeing you, before seeing you as a person. So until unless you don't have a really good CV, the people, and you're not going to have the chance to show people who you actually are. Maybe you're a really good person, maybe you're a really good hard worker, but if your CV does not show that, how is it going to matter? The person is not going to pick you. So always have a really good CV to impress the people. Second of the thing is, if you have interned in an NGO at your first, or have interned in the district court, the next step always try to be a high court. Don't try to invest most of your time in the district court, right? Because okay, if you might have interned under district court for 1 month, for two of your internship periods, right? For the third time, try to level it up. Never try to level your internship down. You can level it down. It depends on your choice. Maybe you don't have interest in a particular topic and level it down. But always try to level up your internships, because it's like every internship carries value. The higher, the better the internship you do. In your CV actually shows the most recent internship that you have done. So your most recent internship should be better than all the other internships you have done. So every time you go to intern at a place, make sure that that internship is better than the internship that you've done the last time. So that is something that also affects your CV a lot. And as I mentioned, CV is one of the most important things. And if something else that I might suggest is try to intern at a place that you find your future at. See, if you're investing most of your time in a corporate law firm and you don't feel that it's like worth it, and you might want to pursue litigation, so before it's too late, before you reach your fourth or third, like fourth year most probably, and you have used most of your internship chances, so try not to intern at the same place again where you feel like it's not, you don't belong to it, just to increase your CV. Go back to the courts, go back to a district court, high court, wherever you feel, if you feel that that is some place where you belong and you see yourself in the future. Because you, before getting a degree, these internships are something which help you gain experience and decide. Because after these internship, chances are we don't get to decide within something another way that how you're gonna fit in that place or not. So be sure to use your internship opportunities really well. And as one of my teachers once mentioned, try to have really good internship, because that actually gives you a lot of weightage, a lot of experience, a lot of learning, and that is something which makes you realize where you actually belong as a lawyer, if it's a corporate firm, if it's in an NGO, if it's in the courts and all. So use your internships really well. That is a few suggestions that I might give. And I've only done 3 internships, so that's not too many things that I could tell you about. But just also try to intern at a place that you feel is more regional to you. If you're a Hindi speaker, someone like me, and I might not be, because the courts actually speak, most of the court work is done in the regional languages. So I might not be suited with a place where my regional language, or a language that I could not understand. I am not very fluent in Kannada, so I might not prefer to work in the Karnataka High Court, because I'm not preferable with that. And any person from Karnataka won't be preferring to work in the Lucknow High Court, because it's Hindi spoken there. And if I'm really fluent with Kannada, why would I go to a Lucknow in a court where Hindi is mostly spoken? And if I'm a person from Lucknow or from UP and I speak Hindi, Hindi is my mother tongue, why would I try to go to a court in Karnataka where Kannada is spoken mostly? So try to work in an environment where you're comfortable. If you can't understand the language, that becomes a barrier. So how are you gonna work in further work, right? So that's gonna be an issue. So choose a place that you feel is somewhere you can work, the language where that you understand. And it's mostly when you go for the litigation internships, that choose a place, choose an area where the language spoken is something that you would actually be comfortable with, because it's mostly about that area is where you're gonna be working your whole life, right? If you're got the main aim of internship, as I said, is to realize if you belong, which place you belong to. So that's why I'm taking the actual experience. So that's why make sure to be at a place where you're comfortable with, where the language, the everything is comfortable with. That's try to work at such kind of place. Well, I actually feel I've spoken a lot today and upon this topic, and because these are most of the important things that I felt that I could have mentioned about this topic. And if there's something else that I might have missed and you might guys might want to know about it, please do mention it in the comment section. I really hope this video helped you and clear at least some of your doubts which you might have, or like help you understand something at least, and I was helpful for that. And so with that, we come to the end of this video, to the end of the not a vlog part 2, and I hope this video was really helpful to you, all of you. And if you wish to have certain more this kind of videos, you could really mention the topics in the comments upon what you might want me to talk about. And because I really enjoy talking about these things and share the amount of knowledge I have with the people who don't know about that. There are many people out there who know more than me, but I also, because I want to help those people who don't know that amount of things about that particular topic, help them clear their own doubts. So that is the reason that I made this series, not a vlog #2. I hope I'm bringing more video upon many topics and many more videos in this series. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you liked the video. Do like this video, share it with your friends, share it a lot. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and meet you in the next one really soon. Until then, please take care and bye bye.